UK Hun, today I am going to recap the premiere episode of Drag Race UK Season 7 Queens of the Brick Gala. And let's just say we're off to an interesting start. First off, I really want to mention how much I loved the tribute to the Vivian. Please go watch the documentary Dear Viv on Wow Presents Plus. It's absolutely beautiful. We love you. Rest in peace, sweet angel. One by one, the queens walk into the workroom and I gave my top 2 to Bones' entrance look. This is perfection. I put her in my top 3 preseason for a reason. It's a goth, edgy fantasy, and let me tell you right now, this is not the last time you're going to hear me gagged over Bones. At that moment, Rue enters the workroom. The Brit crew hands the queens a glass of Prosecco each, toasting to the season ahead. Rue announces that the very first maxi challenge of the season, the queens will be attending the Brick Gala. They will need to work the pink carpet in a signature drag look, all the while answering thirsty questions from various Drag Race alum. Those being Bag of Chips, Tessa Testicle, Plain Jane, Marina Summers, and Angeria Paris Van Michaels. This was a bit of a branding / fashion / improv challenge, but it also felt like a little bit of a test, a resilience test, if you will, because the Drag Race alum were really giving it to them. You know, it was kind of like, how well can you handle criticism? And some handled it definitely a lot better than others. My favorite pink carpet look went to Bones. Seriously, this is going to be my most top 2 to queen of the season. This could be a Met Gala look. This is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. Is she serious? I think out of the question and answer portion, Elle Vosk did the best job at giving it right back to Plain Jane. She also looked fabulous. But before the event wraps up, Rue plays a mysterious mooing sound that he says he will clarify later. In the workroom, the queens begin sizing each other up. Viola and Bonnie and Clyde already have an existing friendship, and everybody in the room seems to know exactly who Page 3 and Bones are. The edits are editing. Now, just based off of one episode, I kind of want to discuss the storyline I hope to see emerge. We're getting a serious edit that Page 3 and Bones are forces to be reckoned with, and clearly they are. However, wouldn't it be amazing if we had an underdog storyline edit this season, where a queen like Elle Vosk comes out on top, proving that you also need to show vulnerability in order to snatch the crown? Because if you remember earlier in the episode, Elle asks around the table if the queens have heard of her before, and it's just crickets. But later on, she proves them all wrong. I just feel like it's been a while since we had a really good underdog storyline. I'm talking Jinx Monsoon level. So maybe this is the time to do it, especially coming off the back of UK Season 6, which was so beloved by fans. If you want to get close to being on that level, do a good storyline. On Elimination Day, Nyong Bella opens up about being queer in Cameroon. She says her parents are quite supportive and she's always stayed true to herself. I love this queen. She's absolutely adorable. I can confirm she is very nice to interact with online as well. I said in my preseason thoughts that she almost made my top 3. There's just something so innocent and lovable about her. So on the main stage this evening, we have RuPaul in a silver gown. We have Michelle Visage, Alan Carr, and extra special guest judge, Joel Dommett. Category is Queen of Your Hometown, and of course, I gave my top 2 to Bones, crediting drag looks here on Instagram. This is so cool. It is so high fashion. I've never seen anything like it. I rarely give a queen 3 top 2s in one episode. I don't know what it is. She just has my kind of drag. I'm obsessed. She is taking the fashion game seriously. So what's interesting about this episode is that we automatically get the tops and the bottoms. Usually we get the critiques first and the tops and bottoms follow. The top 3 are Page 3, Elle Vosk, and Katrin Feelings. The bottom 3 are Nyong Bella, Tayris, and Pasty. So it's time for the judges' critiques, and first up we have Katrin Feelings. She is told that she held her own during the Q&A portion and that she felt like an ambassador for Wales. And both her runways were really good as well. Nyong Bella is up next, and of course, Michelle comes for her for the Marie Antoinette of it all. They wanted her to be bigger and more confident, especially in her runway, which didn't scream Big Ben. It just needed to be draggier, but she is a baby queen, so it is to be expected. Next is Page 3. She is undoubtedly in the top for her fashion in both the gala and the runway. They also loved her fierce and fun attitude. She kind of looks like Sminty Drop, doesn't she? I personally would have loved to have seen Bones in the top, but Page 3 did have a huge following prior to the season airing, so I am expecting a little bit of production pushing. Not saying she doesn't deserve it, don't get it twisted. Pasty is in the bottom for her disheveled energy and fit issues in the gala. They just wanted to see a lot more of her personality. Tyrus is also in the bottom for her lack of connection with Plain Jane. According to Michelle, it was quite defensive. And her pufferfish look was really cute, but I don't know if pufferfish is the best way to represent Brighton. Is the Brighton curse continuing? Al is in the top for her Brick Gala look and her charm in the interview. They also loved her dynamic and interesting runway, which, to be honest, I didn't love. I do agree that she was a top for everything else, though. Rue then reveals the twist for the lucky cow. In the workroom, the queens will need to vote for who they should save from the bottom three. The majority vote will only be revealed after the lip sync for their life. It's giving, we saw how well the Golden Beaver worked on Canada, let's do something like that. Or the lucky queen from España. I'm not mad at this, but it is a lot less organic than the Golden Beaver, and I will explain why later. In Untucked, Tyrus breaks down over being in the bottom. She says she deserves to get the lucky cow. Nyong Bella also says she deserves the lucky cow because she tries her best at everything. And Pasty just feels deflated. Going from being a viral queen to being in the bottom the first week would be hard to bear. Back on the main stage, Elle Vosk gets her first win. Now, pre-season, I said she was the only one in the cast that I didn't really get much of a vibe from. I think I said she was a little bit forgettable. Well, how wrong I was. What a charming little underdog we have here. I hope the rest of the cast stop underestimating her. You know, like I did. Tyrus is made safe, which means it's down to Pasty and Nyong Bella to lip sync it out. They performed to Von Dutch by Charlie XCX, and this was awful. I'm so sorry, this was shocking. Like, if I had to choose, Nyong Bella did better, but not by much. I just kind of want to forget that this lip sync ever happened. Nyong Bella gets to stay, so it's time to reveal who got the lucky cow vote. Pasty ends up getting the majority vote, which means there are no eliminations in the premiere episode. And this was very predictable. I'm not going to nitpick too much. This is a fun twist, and I do appreciate them trying something new. However, it is one of the easiest twists to manipulate. They already know who won the lucky cow. Therefore, in order to make a bigger impact, they put the saved queen in the bottom two, telling her she has one last chance to stay. And this ramps up the tension. They're not going to save Pasty from the bottom three when they know that she has the vote, because then there's no impact. And if you want to get even more tinfoil hat, they could also skew the votes. But I won't go into that. I'm going along for the ride. Just know it's not the Golden Beaver, and it never will be. And so, my friends, what did you think of the premiere episode of UK Season 7? I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go and what storyline we get this time around. Last season, it was the two powerhouses, Chiron vs. Lavoie, besties and rivals till the end. This time, I want an underdog storyline. Next week is a design challenge. You know that's one of my favorites. I cannot wait to see what looks they make, especially from Bones. But as always, let me know the tea, and I'll be back very soon to recap the premiere episode of Drag Race España Season 5.